Hi from my New York apartment. It's been a really long time since I've uploaded a video on YouTube. I'm hoping that I can get back into the habit of sort of sharing what I'm up to each day, or if I have a fun week, taking you guys along. I feel like I've filmed so many YouTube videos over the past like 2 years. I've been vlogging so much and then never end up editing all of the footage and putting it together and putting it into a video. I'm hoping that this will hold me accountable, and also just really want to share what I'm up to. I feel like my apartment has come along. It's so cozy. Since I quit my corporate job in the summer, that's been 6 months, which is absolutely crazy to think about. A lot has changed in that time, and it's been kind of an emotional roller coaster. So yeah, I just want to do a better job just sort of documenting for myself so I can see the growth. I think about my first YouTube video versus now, and a lot has changed. I really love making videos about my travels, but I feel like I never really talk much about my real life. Like, what does my day-to-day look like in New York? For example, I actually don't live by myself. I live with my dog, Biscuit. He's passed out over here. A little background on me, if you didn't know, reintroducing myself. I'm originally from South Carolina. I've been in New York for 8 years. Literally as soon as I finished college, I booked a one-way to New York with no plan. I slept on an air mattress in my friend's studio apartment for 3 months while I got multiple part-time jobs until I saved up enough to get an apartment and found a random roommate, and I've been here ever since. I originally studied fashion merchandising, but I never really knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in fashion in some capacity, but little did I know it was going to be very hard to get a job because of my limited experience and limited internships and not going to school in the city and not having any connections. Flash forward to COVID. I was unemployed for like 2 years, and it was honestly the best time ever. I feel like I had the ability to sort of unlock a new character, and in that time I feel like I grew so much. I started my swimwear brand, and coming out of that, I made the decision that I didn't want to have this big gap on my resume and actually wanted to gain some skills versus just entry-level positions. I ended up landing a job at a small tech company based in the UK, but with a New York presence. I worked there for 3 years up until this past summer. It was amazing. I loved my team. I gained so many skills during that time, and then I just decided to quit, and that was basically it. I've been doing social media for fun for the past few years. I love sharing my travels, sharing my outfits and things like that. But at the beginning of this year, I was signed with an influencer agency, and they've really been helping to mold and shape me and encourage me along the way. Right now, content is still not full-time for me. I'm supplementing income by working at a wine bar near my apartment and doing other sort of side things, side hustles to be able to pay for my life. But my goal is 2026, it will officially be full-time. It will be my job, along with modeling, possibly acting, and anything else that I can do as a creative outlet. I think that I still do not regret my decision to leave the company where I was, but I do think maybe I would have been a little bit more patient and had a bit more of a plan before quitting, and maybe a little more savings first. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in New York. I actually 3 years ago won the housing lottery, which is absolutely insane, and now I tell all of my friends to do it because it really has been like the biggest blessing in my life to be able to live in a luxury building by myself in a 1-bed with my dog. It absolutely changed my life, and I think that having that sort of security is really like the foundation to be able to do other things. And I've seen the way that it's affected some of my other neighbors in the building who are also housing lottery. Hearing other people's stories has been really, really cool to see. I also feel like another reason that I wanted to sort of start over on YouTube is because I forget sometimes that it used to be my dream to come to New York, and I would love watching videos of other creators and other girls that were living here, and now that this just is my everyday, I forget sometimes that, oh my gosh, like other people actually want to see what life in New York is like. And I feel like that can look so different depending on the stage of life that you're in. New York is so tough. It really, in my opinion, can make or break you. And I think a lot of people have sort of a love-hate relationship with the city. The only way I can describe it is it really is a place where everyone has ambition, everyone is seeking something, but it's also important on the flip side of that to really build a community and be intentional about that here, because this is a city that you can feel extremely lonely in if you're not intentional in finding your community. So for me, I go to a church in the city, which is where I've met a lot of my friends. I also have met some good friends just through Instagram, actually, finding other creators, other models, and women who are sort of in the same place that I am. So don't be afraid to reach out on Instagram. I've actually had different women reach out to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I would love to grab coffee. You're doing the same thing I am. And it's been a really great way to sort of expand my circle. So I definitely wouldn't be afraid of that. A little more about me. I feel like I don't talk a ton about my childhood and sort of where I came from. My mom was a teen mom. She was 16 when she had me, and she ended up meeting my stepdad when I was 5. They got married when I was 10, and they're still together. They had 2 more kids. I actually have no full hi Biscuit. I actually have no full siblings, but I do have siblings from my stepdad, my mom, and then my biological dad as well. And all of my family is still in South Carolina. I go visit sometimes. Biscuit actually comes with me, and my mom has his brother. We got them at the same time at the beginning of COVID. So every time we go down there, they just like have the best time ever, and they just live their best lives. I feel like throughout my 20s and living in New York has been such a learning experience. I feel like I've had a lot of ups and downs living here. It's really shaped me in a lot of ways, but now for some reason this year I feel like I'm ready to sort of blossom. Not to sound cliche, but I feel like everyone's on their own path, and I feel like you learn things at different times in your life, and sometimes those lessons can come sooner rather than later. For me, I feel like I've always been a little bit of a late bloomer, and it took me a lot longer to start to actually believe in myself and believe that what the people are saying around me are true, that, you know, I should be in certain fields or I am good at certain things. So now I feel like I'm in a place where I'm ready to really tap into that and see, you know, what God's purpose and plan for me is in the next 8 years of my life, and if that means me being in New York or being somewhere else. On that note, my boyfriend actually lives in New York as well, but he is moving to LA. So I think at the moment we're just going to split time. Like, I'll go back and forth and then we'll see what happens, but I will definitely always have my apartment in New York. I don't think I would ever give up this apartment. I love it so much. So that's kind of what it will be for now, but I really love the idea of being able to split my time. I have always been an LA hater, but I feel like the last time we were there I actually really liked it, and I think it can be a really good balance, especially now that New York is getting so freaking cold. Like, growing up in the South and then coming and dealing with winters here, like, I'm still not over it. Like, I'm actually unwell and I'm still not used to it. So I'm thinking that maybe this year to be able to avoid the winter a little would be amazing. They always say that if you pick up a winter sport, you'll enjoy the winter, but I don't know how to ski or snowboard or anything like that. So maybe one day it will be in the cards for me to learn, and then I can do like a winter vacation. But until then, I think I'll just escape to someplace warm. If there's anything else that you guys want to know about me, just comment and I'll try my best to respond to everything. I feel like if this is your first time seeing me, hi, thank you for watching until the end of this video. I appreciate it. If you made it to the end and you already know me and you already know these things, I'm sorry you had to relearn them just now, but I appreciate you watching also. So here's to relearning about yourself and your hobbies and finding what you're good at, and never being afraid to start over and try something new. Bye.